taxes more than any other president. We have created 7 million new jobs, and it led to a growth like we've never seen before. We developed the greatest economy in history by far. When I left office, it changed. Inflation destroyed the lives of so many people. Interest rates went from 2% to 10%. Millions of illegal immigrants, traffickers, and drugs coming into our country. Our country has gone to hell. So I made a decision to run. We're going to make America great again, greater than ever before. I will fight for you with every breath, and I will never let you down. I'm gonna fight like a G, they all gon' see, and if I die, I'm gonna die free.
President Trump is literally putting his life on the line, and he's willing to risk it all because he loves this country.
He is strong, he is fearless, and he is what this country needs right now.
Our cities will be safe, our streets will be clean, and our border will be secure.
We can't allow our country to be destroyed by politicians who will put their own power ahead of the interests of the American people, our freedom, and our future.
The left told me to hate Trump. When you cut through the lies, you realize the truth. American families were better when Donald Trump was president. We were safer, wealthier, and stronger.
If you want to stand up and fight for the future of our nation, you must re-elect Donald J. Trump.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
It's a sex machine to all the chicks. Damn right.
Welcome to special election day coverage. Here in the Radical Republicans live show, the 2024 presidential election. This is the day we've all waited for. We've been waiting for this day for 4 years now. If you're an American loving citizen anyway. I don't know about those liberals out there. Those liberals may be not so happy tonight. Hopefully we'll see as a conservative. But thank you for tuning in today. I'm Jerome Bell, the Black Marley host of the Radical Republicans live show. Here we are, and I'll be doing this for about 2 hours, and then at about 8 o'clock, let me see, 4, 5, 6, no, actually for about 3 hours. For about 3 hours, and then I'll be switching over. We'll be switching over to America Happens Network. I'll be joining Vem Miller and the crew over there at AHN. So I'll be shutting this down and then going over there. So you can follow us over on you can pick it up on the AHN network over on Rumble. So that's where I'll be here after about 3 hours. But we'll be with you right now for 3 hours. And I got a special guest also in the studio. She's here back. You know, Dr. Carol Lieberman is back with us tonight. But before I bring her on, I'm going to hit our sponsors real quick, sponsors of the show. The first one is going to be Buy Blackett, my new sponsor, buyblackett.com. Check out their American collection for cool, funny, and patriotic items to wear with pride. You get a 15% discount off when you go to buyblackett.com/Mamba. That's buyblackett, BLACKETT.com/Mamba, and get yourself 15% off. And also, the Wellness Company, today's certain world medical preparedness is not negotiable. From natural disasters, just like we figured out down there in Northwest Carolina and Georgia and Florida, Tennessee, those places down there, FEMA and the government is not always going to be there to help you and protect you. So you need to be ready. That's where the Wellness Company steps in. The Wellness Company's medical emergency kit is the ultimate safeguard for your family. The kit includes vital medications like ivermectin, amoxicillin, and Z-Pak with a comprehensive guidebook researched and written by the company's chief medical board. Trust in our team of esteemed medical professionals, including Dr. Peter McCulloch, Dr. James Thorpe, Dr. Harvey Risch, Dr. Drew Pinsky, and other truth-seeking doctors. They've curated a gold standard solution to keep you safe no matter what. So act now. Visit twc.health/FFN and use promo code MAMBA, MAMBA, for an exclusive 10% discount. Don't gamble with your health. Choose the Wellness Company for unmatched preparedness. And so we're going to do this watch party thing. Free Jay, how are you? How you doing over there? Carolyn over there on YouTube, and also over there in Getterland. I see more people. You got TBB over there. You got Doobly Deplorable. You guys gonna, help me out tonight while we're here for 3. I got a bunch of channels that I'm watching. We have I think Indiana and Kentucky's polls have closed already, so we should be getting results from those soon. Hopefully, we'll get results tonight. If it's anything like 2020, it's going to be a long night, people. It's going to be a long night, and it may stretch into next week. We don't know, but let's just hope it's a clean sweep. Let's hope this is too big to rig this time. And so the Chiefs mess is open over there on Getter, TBB. So let's hope this is too big to rig this time, and President Trump just runs away with this. And so we can actually have a new president-elect tonight. But we know what's going on around the country. You have these Democrat cities boarding up. You have D.C. boarded up. D.C. is boarded up and fenced up. I didn't think fences worked, and so I don't know why they're doing it. But in these liberal cities, they're preparing for the worst. You have the National Guard being activated in Nevada, I've heard as well, because I think everybody is actually anticipating a President Trump victory, and they know the libs and they know these Democrats get crazy. And so that's why we got Dr. Carol Lieberman with us tonight. So maybe she can shed some light on what these liberals may be going through tonight and what stress they're going to have. So Dr. Lieberman, thank you for coming back to the show with me tonight. How are you?
My pleasure. Fine, thank you.
All right, welcome. So you can be hanging out with me a little bit. I got you on volume now. I had you turned down a little bit. So you're back with us. So what stress level is it, let's say for both parties, but is it going to be something where the liberals lose their mind again, like in 2016, and they start screaming in the streets or whatever? So what do you think?
Well, I think that is very possible. We've all been under, no matter who wins, we've all been under a ton of stress this election because it was so, it was like a roller coaster. Um, First, we had Biden drop out or be forced out, and that was a surprise that we always thought it was going to be Trump versus Biden. And then turns out, at least it was good that enough people realized that Biden does have dementia, which is what I've been saying since he ran in 2020. So that part is good. But then, of course, Kamala pops up out of nowhere and without a primary and illegally, basically.
Illegally.
And so now we have Kamala versus Trump. And, there were so many. And then, of course, with Trump, the two assassination attempts and the lawfare. And so, with each with each candidate, there has been a lot more than there usually is in an election. It was just a lot for us to keep, getting our head around. Our heads were spinning. So there's that. And then on top of that, of course, if your candidate doesn't win, there will be a lot of disappointment. And yes, I think with the Democrats, it's not just going to be disappointment. They have really been warning us. They told the Wall Street Journal and other publications, other media outlets, that there's going to be a lot of unrest after the election results. And they said that, they know that because they're causing the election unrest. They tried to make it be that Trump, they tried to make him out as Hitler, and which is, the lowest that you can go to call somebody that. And they've been trying to say that he's against minorities, and if there's unrest, it's going to be Trump's fault. He's causing this against minorities. Well, really, they're just projecting what they're going to be doing. And you mentioned about the National Guard. The Democrats have at the end of in October. They made a new an update for a Department of Defense directive, and it basically says that they can call out martial law if there is a lot of unrest, and to the point where they could kill people.
Yeah, they did, and they have the National Guard activated right now in Nevada as well. Right now.
Yes. So I mean, look at that. At least they warned us what they were going to be.
Well, they always warn us. They always warn us what they're going to do, even though they try to project it onto the Republican Party or MAGA, what they call MAGA extremists. But the Patriots, even though they try to project it onto us, this is what they really want to do and will do.
Yes. And, this is going to be, I doubt we are going to know unless it is too big to rig, which, hopefully that'll happen. But we have so many forces trying to rig it, Iran and just outside forces as well as inside. So, it might be a case of just like in 2000 when there were the hanging chads with the George Bush versus Al Gore.
Right.
And that went on as they were counting these hanging chads. Well, I think this year, it's not going to be chads, I don't think, but it'll be it could be that situation on steroids.
Well, yeah, and going back to that, how they say, they want us, the Republicans and Donald Trump, to accept the results. When has the Democrats ever accepted the results of a race? I think they challenge every race. We go back all the way to the Al Gore and Bush thing, like you said. They've challenged every race. They've challenged the race 2016, with President Trump.
Yes.
So this is what they want to do. So we got polls closing at 6. We got 2, and then we have Florida, Georgia, and some other Virginia. They're closing at 7. So we should get some. Hopefully, we get some results. Let's just say, hopefully, we start getting some results in. And trying to figure it out. We're just piggybacking on Fox News right now. I got Fox News up here right now. I have the volume down. I don't see any results coming through yet, but the polls just closed in 2 states and whatnot. So what do you think is going to happen? Is Trump going to win, or is it going to be are we going to have results tonight? Are we going to have results? Are we going to find out who won the presidency tonight?
Well, so far it's saying, if I'm reading this right, it says 251 for Harris and 268 for Trump.
Well, yeah, he's going back and forth. 268 for Trump, 251 for Harris. Unless Harris wins PA, they're going through these scenarios now. It's the scenario game. So they're saying if Harris wins Michigan, Wisconsin, and PA, Trump can win Georgia, North Carolina, Arizona, Nevada. So they're saying PA is going to be the players. Ground zero is going to be Pennsylvania. And we've been having a lot of inconsistencies and a lot of things going on in Pennsylvania since early this morning. They've even had to stretch, I think it's Canby, I believe the name of it was, in Pennsylvania. It's open until 10 o'clock now because they had some irregularities with the, of course, with the Dominion machines again. So now they have to go to hand ballots or something like that. So the RNC sued, and now they have to stay open. And we don't know if it's all the way across Pennsylvania or not. I'm sure they're going to probably stretch it across the entire state. But it was for specifically this one county that they have to stay open until 10 o'clock tonight. So if they have to stay open until 10 o'clock tonight, those results won't probably come out of the Philly area. And I believe that's Philly County. I don't believe it'll come out of Philly County until probably late, early in the morning or sometime tomorrow in Pennsylvania. So,
why they're using Dominion voting machines again after what happened last time, I mean, that's absurd, unless it's purposely done to as a way of making an excuse for why, the votes came out the way they did, or I mean, being able to make it fraudulent, to be able to, have it come out the way they want because it's easier to do on Dominion voting machines. Why are they using that again?
Well, these are, the states get to decide. The federal government can't, I guess, regulate what the states do with their elections. And so a lot of these blue states, a lot of these Democrat-led states, they continue to use, I mean, even though they went to court, even though Mike Lindell went on this thing for the entire 4 years, even though some of the Dominion machines are not used in certain states, but some got to keep them. And I don't know why the Republican Party, unless they just could not help it, fight against these machines, because these machines are indeed the problem, and they have been the problem. I mean, they've had specials after specials that I've seen that these machines can be hacked. They're not supposed to be attached to the internet. They're not supposed to be, but I've heard reports that they are. Wirelessly, or they have back doors. These different countries have back doors, and it's just insane. It's just insane that we are still using machines. I mean, and hopefully if President Trump wins, hopefully the Congress, if we hold the House and get the Senate as well, hopefully they'll be able to pass a law, and we have a voter holiday, we have voter ID, we have 1 day back to 1 day voting, in this country. I mean, you have 10 million people, or billion, you have 1 billion people over in India. They vote and count their votes in 1 day. So I don't understand why we can't do that here. I mean, the leader of the free world is supposed to be, and we used to be able to when we hand count it, but when we started going to these machines and started going automated, now all of a sudden we can't, count votes in one night and have a presidential winner in one night. And I just feel that's just totally preposterous.
Yes. Now, I know that there are, at least on Trump's side and presumably on the Democrat side also, that there are a lot of lawyers hanging around the polls and being ready to, first of all, to see whether there are any things that seem wonky, that don't seem right, to jump on that. And but the other unknown is how many illegals are actually going to go and vote. And of course, Kamala is hoping that they're going to vote for her because the Democrats have given them, everything, phones and money and, cards, like credit cards and room and board. And so they're hoping that they're going to get a return on their investment and that they're going to vote for them. And of course, it is only supposed to be citizens who vote, American citizens who vote, not illegal. I mean, it says it, illegals. And yet there are all these NGOs that have, made it so that if you apply for certain benefits, you get automatically, you get some number or something that allows you to vote.
You mentioned the illegals. Yeah, and that's one of the major things. This is why they allow, one of the reasons that they allowed all these illegals in was because they need a different voter block. Other than the slave labor, they need a new voter block because Black men, especially Hispanic men, are leaving the Democrat plantation. Also, what I saw this week, we have Arab Americans and Somalis also leaving the Democrat Party and coming over to the Republican Party, and also doing representing Trump. And one of the things that they sent out today, I think it was in Arizona and one other state, but I know it's definitely in Arizona. A matter of fact, it was Arizona, Pennsylvania. The ICE directed that their agents or Border Patrol, that the Border Patrol agents cannot wear their uniforms or their badges if they were going to vote today, and because they may scare illegals that's voting. What sense does that make? It's unbelievable.
I mean, that shows you, that this is their plan to keep having them come in, because really the bigger plan, the bigger agenda is the World Economic Forum agenda, to have all these illegals come in, not just to vote, but to be able to drain us dry financially, with all the social services we'd be giving them. And then we all will need the government to support us, just like with COVID. But, one of the things that really bothers me is how Kamala Obama and Biden and Kamala have tried to walk the line, from October 7th on. They have tried to say, like, to not be too pro-Israel and not be too pro-Arab or pro-terrorist, really. And apparently in two different states, she's been having different promos. One, on the side of Israel, and one on the side of Hamas. So,
yeah, right, exactly. Depending on where she's campaigning at.
We're not going to notice, the media has picked up on that. Of course, how much the media is going to be reporting, but some media have been reporting about that. I mean, what does she think, that we're all idiots? And can you imagine? Can you imagine if I know Kamala, I don't know, she's 52 or something like that. She's not up there, but she could be run over by a bus. And could you imagine if we had Waltz as the president?
Oh, gosh.
It's so dumb.
Oh gosh. And that's why, the vice president is important, and unfortunately the Democrats, they play, the woke game, they play the DEI game, because of course she was a DEI hire. Joe Biden even said it, that he was going to definitely do a black woman. So, so that right there says it was a DEI hire. And she wasn't even the most qualified. She's the most corrupted, I believe. She's the most compromised, I believe, is why they picked her, and also why she picked Waltz. Because, if honestly, I believe that this election would be over right now if she had picked Shapiro to be her vice president, because I think they would win Pennsylvania hands down, if she had chosen him. But luckily for us, they went with the woke Waltz, because the Democrat Party is woke and they needed someone woke, to continue to forward their agenda. And hopefully this is going to backfire on them tonight. Hopefully, this will backfire on them tonight, because we cannot go through another 4 years like we have been. And I think if she gets in office, it's going to be worse. It's going to be totally worse for everybody in the United States. For those that voted for her, yes, it's going to be definitely worse for you all, because most of you have low propensity voters, I believe. A lot. I won't say uneducated for all, but if you can't look at the last 8 years of your life and see that the last 4 was worse under Biden Harris than under Donald Trump, something's wrong with you.
Yes, but the problem is that people aren't thinking, well, hopefully most are, but a lot of people, the ones who go to Kamala rallies, and I know there aren't too many of those, but anyhow, whoever is drinking her Kool-Aid, she is selling not her ideas, not her plans for what she's going to do when she's in office. But she is selling, just like Biden, they're selling Trump is bad. You don't want this dangerous man in office. He's going to ruin the United States. He's just bad. I mean, so they don't have anything positive or constructive or plans that are going to help America. They're going to keep driving America down into the ground. And, one thing that I've been noticing is that when you ask people who are you going to vote for, like somebody you don't know, and if they say Kamala, they don't have any reason. Like they don't, you ask them, well, why? They don't have any well, she wants to do this for America or she wants to do that. It's just, well, Trump is horrible, so they repeat. It's the same kind of thing. They just repeat the negative things against Trump rather than saying anything how they're going to make America better.
But yeah, and for most of them, they're one issue voters. One issue voters, even the women and the men say they voted for Harris. They say, oh, because woman's choice, for freedom of production rights. I mean, I'm like, come on. I mean, because when you do that, because I saw this one guy that they interviewed, they asked him, I guess he came out, who do you vote for? He said he voted for Harris. And he says, why? And the first thing he said, oh, well, because I have 3 daughters. Oh, no, he said I have 4 kids all together. 3 of them are daughters, and so, for reproduction rights, that's the main thing. Okay, so in other words, you don't give a shit about your son, right, who may father a kid out of wedlock by mistake or whatever, right? I mean, so where's his rights to want that baby, right? So obviously you're only thinking about your 3 girls. You're not thinking about your sons.
Well,
you're not
not
thinking
only
about
that,
that.
not only that, but Trump has said time and time again that he is not for making abortion all over America illegal. He's leaving it up to the states.
He's leaving it up to the states. Exactly the way it should be. Exactly the way it should be, right? I mean, and here's my thing with the Roe versus Wade. First of all, it's not. It should have never been a national right or whatever because it's not in the Constitution. So that's not a right. So and also the Supreme Court never should have ruled on that because it's not in the Constitution. The Supreme Court is supposed to, rule on laws and cases in accordance with the Constitution of the United States. And so when they did that, and also they did it on a lie. I mean, because I believe her name was McCorvey, was her last name. And I mean, she even, it's so funny, because she lied about the whole thing. She even came out and said that she lied about the whole thing. And she actually became pro-life. She actually became pro-life after the whole Roe versus Wade thing. I mean, how can you set a law or how can you establish laws for everyone based on a lie? Based on a lie.
They should have made, the Republicans should have made that clearer, though. I don't think that came across. I found out about it, but it's really kind of hidden. And they should have, I think maybe they didn't want to mention abortion altogether, to try to not have people think about that. But they should have talked about what really happened, in that case, that was all predicated on, and that how it was a lie.
Right. I mean, and when I was running, that's one thing that I brought up. I'm like, you guys want to press me on pro-choice or pro-life. I'm like, okay, so if you're talking pro-choice, what are the choices? Either you live or you die. Either the baby lives or it dies. So those are your choices. So in other words, the liberals, you're pro-death, basically. And I told them, so why? I mean, and all of it was based on a lie anyway. So, why are we gonna, like I say again, place law over the entire nation based on a lie? It should be with the states. And this Supreme Court and President Trump did the right thing. So I mean, abortions aren't banned in the United States. Yeah, you may have to go to another state or something like that. Hey, but that's your state. The people of your state, which is legal under the 10th Amendment of the United States. That's what the 10th Amendment is for. For the states to reserve rights that not in the Constitution, and that's what it's for. So if you want abortion, move to a state that legalizes abortion. If that's what you want to do.
The United States is going to be tilted towards Florida. So many people are going to be moving there, or towards Texas, or wherever. We're going to start tilting.
So it's unbelievable. I mean, and you have people like in California, this is the only thing they're voting for. Well, you know what? Abortion is still legal. It's still legal in California. So why is this even something that you all in California are fighting for? I mean, you have all of the poverty. You're broke. You have all the homelessness out here in California, and the economy. And I mean, but luckily, I think nationwide, the economy and the invasion or illegal invasion, legal immigration is one and two for most people, I think, across the nation. And the abortion thing is down the line a little bit because people are feeling this in their pockets. And that's why I say if you can't tell that these last 4 years have been worse for you and your family, and you're just hanging on to the reproductive rights of women, which you still have. No one is taking away your reproductive rights, and that's what I'm saying. This has nothing to do with reproduction, so they're even framing it wrong. We're going to lose our reproductive rights. No, you're not. No one's is telling you that you can't have a baby. I mean, you
party as much as you want.
You can go out, party as much as you want, spread your legs as much as you want, give it up as much as you want. No one's telling you can't do that. No one's telling you that you can't start a family. Like in China, like in China now, if you want to talk about damaging and going against your reproductive rights, go to China because they actually have laws that say women can't. You can't have a baby, or you can't have, so for them to frame it like that is really for the non-educated, and they don't understand, what words mean. They don't really understand the English language, to me, because no one is taking away your reproductive rights, because killing a baby in the womb and abortion has nothing to do with reproduction. It has a lot to do with murder. It has a lot to do with sacrificing your child, but it has nothing to do with being able to have a baby.
The point is, and I'm expecting a call for another interview. I thought we were just going to go to 3:30.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You jump off. You just pop in and pop out. You're good.
Okay. I just want to say that as far as that's concerned, there are lots of things for birth control. So it's not like you have to, it's not like that you can't, if you don't want to have a baby, it's not like there aren't things that you can do to prevent it before you end up pregnant. So that should be, there are a lot of angry women out there, a lot of feminists who are making that the biggest issue. But hopefully people will see through that, and there are much more important issues like terrorists being in America, crossing the border, being here from Afghanistan. Of course, the economy. I mean, again, thinking of it as the Democrats are helping, just like in Canada, the Democrats are all part of the WEF, the World Economic Forum. They want America to be part of that, to have no money, to be to have to rely on the government. We won't be able to own things. We won't be able to own cars. Of course, they're going to be all electric anyway. Who wouldn't want to own them?
Exactly. Who wants an electric car? I definitely don't want one, because you see, they don't work in the winter too well.
And they don't go very far. That's really the key thing. Yeah. That's why they made them. Anyway, right. I mean, Elon Musk is great, but he's not with the electric cars. Anyway, I have to go. I love being with you. Absolutely. Let's just go Trump is my last word.
Just go Trump. Thank you for popping in and giving us your perspective a little bit, and hopefully no liberals will need you.
Yes.
Okay, we'll talk soon. Thanks, doctor.
All right. Bye-bye.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye. All right. So you see some results coming in. You got I guess that one little town, I forget the name of it, in New Hampshire. They voted at like midnight tonight, the last night or whatever. And so they split 3-3. So they split 3-3. You got some other races. We got some other important races in the United States. We got governor races. I know in North Carolina, big governor race in North Carolina. We got a big Senate race in Virginia. We got some congressional races in Virginia, some big ones, and we're trying to flip Virginia. I know they're trying to flip Virginia, and okay. All right, so I was reading a text from my wife. So we're trying to make Virginia red, to go back totally red. It's going to be tough. You got Tim Kaine there, and for the Senate against Hung Cao out there in Virginia. So hey, so if you guys are listening out in Virginia, hit me up, man. hit me up. Let me know what you guys feeling about Virginia out there for your Senate race and your congressional races out there. Do you guys feel that Trump is going to flip back? Is going to take Virginia back and flip Virginia back red? And if you guys want to tell you what, here I'm gonna put in the chat. If you guys want to just pop in, pop out, or pop in and give me your opinion, you guys welcome to. You guys can just pop in on voice. You don't have to use your beautiful faces unless you want to. Okay, so I'm gonna put the link up in the chat. You guys come on and give me your opinion. Who you think gonna win this thing? Why Dixville Notch? There you go. Thanks, TBB. Man, TBB be on it, man. That's my dude. That's my dude there, man. My sailor brother there, my shipmate. So I just threw that up in the chat. Let me see if I can throw it up in the chat in these other places. So we got come check out the presidential coverage over there at Rumble. All right, so we're gonna be back here on AHN, but the whole crew will be back here on AHN at 8:00 Pacific Standard Time. I'm gonna take a break around 6:00. I'm gonna go have some dinner and then I'll be back. Hopefully not too many things. 6:00. Let me see. That'd be 8:00 Eastern Standard Time. I'm gonna take a break, probably go get some dinner, and then I'll be right back here for the show on AHN with the crew, with Vim Miller and the crew, back on the AHN network. So, and I'm throwing the link in the chat. So if anyone wants to come on and say anything, or what do you think, give us your opinion, you are actually welcome to do that at any time. So, okay. So I'm just checking out all of my screens. I'm monitoring like 8 different platforms that I'm on right now. So, so we'll be doing that, and you guys can roll through. So, tonight, hopefully we'll have a winner. Hopefully we'll have a winner tonight. I see Katalia over there just got home from voting. Trump. She's Katalia didn't vote early. So early, we got President Trump up in Indiana right now. I think we're like 5% of the vote in. You got the governor over here, governor of Indiana. I think Indiana is a red state anyway. Illinois is the one that we had to worry about. As far as Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin. We have these battleground states. We got Trump up 63, up by like 30 points, only 3% in though. But we got these battleground states. We got Nevada. They're predicting Trump may flip Nevada. We got North Carolina. That's going to be a toss-up right here. But they say, hey, Trump may flip that back red too. But you got Michigan, Wisconsin. Those are going to be real tight. You got Pennsylvania, and they're thinking Pennsylvania is going to be the battleground. It's going to be the real battleground, ground zero. They say Pennsylvania will determine the election tonight. So, and they got polls out there open till 10 o'clock. So it's going to be a long night, folks. Very, very long night. That's why I'm taking a break. That's why I'm taking a break. So you got, like I say, we're doing the election night coverage. You can see it on the screen there, Fox News. I tell you what, let's turn the volume up here on Fox News. Let's see what they're talking about. For some reason, I can't get the volume on Fox. Can't get the volume on Fox News. Not sure why, but it was working a minute ago. Okay, we don't have any volume on Fox News. Tell you what, hey, we're gonna refresh Fox. How about this? What if we just refresh it and see what happens here?
Scathing of insults, and Craig arguing that her approach to governing would model that of neighboring Deep Blue Massachusetts.
Mark my words, if Joyce Craig gets to the corner office, we can kiss our New Hampshire advantage goodbye.
And when it comes to casting and counting the votes, New Hampshire is old school. Voters fill out paper ballots. The majority of communities do use counting machines, but 122 towns still hand count their ballots. Back to you.
Which is a good thing.
Thank you.
So
which
the
is a
clock
good
is
thing.
ticking down to our first poll closings. They include Indiana, Virginia, and one of the big ones, Georgia. All part of our special coverage, Fox News Democracy 24.
So we got about 20 minutes. Until Georgia closes. Georgia's going to
I
be
didn't have to
huge.
spend my
I
life
think
trying
that'll
to
put
find my
Georgia.
car.
Florida closes.
Mine
Virginia
phoned
closes
me at an early
in 20
age.
minutes as well.
It
So
was
look
just a
like
matter
Vermont is
of how
closed.
good
We
I
got
could
1%
get
in
and
Vermont.
how
We'll
far I
see.
would go.
I think they were
At
talking
Ram,
about
our
the New
calling
Hampshire
to build
governor.
trucks.
And like New
So when
Hampshire
you find
may
your
end
call,
up getting a
nothing
red
can
governor,
stop
but
you
we'll
from
see.
answering.
I mean, so it
Right now during Ram
you
Power
know the
Days,
map.
get $4,000
Okay, so
cash
the
allowance on the
map of it
purchase
all,
of
how
most
they
2025
right?
Ram
I
1500
mean,
trucks.
it's going to be
Don't
all
miss
red.
Ram
It's
Power
going to be
Days. Hurry
a
in today.
sea of red, because most of the United States, let's just be honest, most of the United States is red, is conservative. You have these pockets. You have California, you have New York. There's no people that's red. But you have Pennsylvania, you have Washington, you have Oregon, you have Nevada. Nevada may flip. You have Colorado may flip. There's a lot of stuff going on out there in Colorado. I mean, the Secretary of State out there. I mean, she hit these, the passwords to the voting machines.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
Yeah, that
And
out there.
travel
So a
to
lot of
visit our
things,
grandchildren.
won't happen
understand.
as much
That's
as
why
some
at
of these
Fisher
states that
Investments,
are
we start by
doing.
getting to know
I'm
each
here,
other so I
President
can learn
Trump
about
is
your
only
family,
2
lifestyle,
points.
goals and needs,
Points back in
allowing us to
Minnesota.
tailor your portfolio.
What about
2
commission-based
points
products?
back in
We
Minnesota.
don't
And
sell
that
those.
that may
We're a
have been
fiduciary obligated to act in
before
your best
the
interest.
So
Somalis,
how do your management
the
fees work?
Somali leadership,
We have a
there, the
transparent
Somali
fee
men, and
structured so we do
the
better
Somali
when you
citizens
do
there
better.
came out and
At Fisher
endorsed President
Investments,
Trump.
we're
the other
clearly
day.
different.
What
So
if, instead
Minnesota's
of
in
giving a
there.
holiday makeover
And
to
if
some
you're in
stranger's
Minnesota, if you're
house,
listening to
you
Minnesota, you want
revisit
to
your own
go out and vote for
childhood
Royce
home?
White, man. We need Royce White in the
Oh,
Senate,
wow.
Minnesota.
The name of your true love is Nick.
So
3 rom-com-worthy meet
Klobuchar
cutes,
can
all
go.
with guys named Nick.
Klobuchar is just one of those.
Aaron Krakow and Daniel Lissing, a holiday tale about finding true
people, one of
love.
those woke
Yes,
individuals.
in the nick
All
of
the woke
time.
people really, these
Santa,
aren't
tell me.
Democrats,
Check your local listings. Part of
These
Countdown to
are
Christmas.
not my
Only
mom
on
and
Hallmark
dad's
Channel.
Democrats. My mother and
Here's why
father was
you should
Democrats.
switch
So these are
from
not,
Google to
my
DuckDuckGo
mom
on all
and
your
dad,
devices.
Blue
DuckDuckGo
Nose,
comes with a built-in search engine like
Hard Nose
Google, but it's
working.
private
They were-
and doesn't
they-
spy on your searches.
these
And
are
DuckDuckGo lets you browse like Chrome,
call it
but
what it
it
is,
blocks
man.
cookies
These are
and
woke
creepy
communists.
ads that follow
Or
you
what,
around
but,
from Google and other companies.
but,
And there's no
uh,
catch.
you know,
It's
these
free.
changes out
You
here, I
make
think
money
people
from
are
ads,
tired.
but they don't
People
follow you
are tired. We
around.
have,
Join the millions of people taking
we
back their
have,
privacy by downloading DuckDuckGo
people
on all
losing
your
their homes,
devices
people
today.
lost their jobs, because they didn't want to take the mandated vaccine.
Stay ahead of your moderate to severe eczema
wear a light.
and show off
You
clearer
can't
skin
afford
and
homes.
less
You know,
itch
I'm a
with
realtor.
Dupixent,
You
the
know,
number one
and
prescribed
realtors
biologic by
know
dermatologists
we're
and
suffering.
allergists that helps heal your skin from
with
within.
interest
Serious
rates,
allergic
I think we're
reactions
back
can
over
occur and can be
7%.
severe. Tell your doctor
Under
about new
Trump,
or
we were
worsening
selling
eye
houses every
problems such as eye
15
pain
minutes.
or vision changes, including blurred
A lot
vision,
of us
joint
didn't
aches
know
and
where you
pain,
were.
or a parasitic
I
infection.
mean,
Don't
we
change or
used to
stop
have homes
asthma
every
medicines
15
without
minutes.
talking to your
Or
doctor.
at least
Ask
one.
your
we,
eczema specialist about Dupixent.
the home didn't stay on the market for more than 2 days. If the home was on the market for more than 2 days, it was
Your
done.
freedom,
But right now, we
your
have
vote.
homes on the market 6 months to a year, or even more in some
Hi,
areas.
Grandma.
That's what it
I
is.
played
Because
baseball today.
people don't want to sell their house
What
and
position
move
did you
because then
play?
they got to pay the high
First
interest.
base.
A lot of people have
what
cash when
Grandpa
they sell their
used to
homes. If you
play.
want to sell their
When
homes
our
in
hearing
California, like
wouldn't
Bill
allow
Dye
us to
did,
use a regular phone,
they
it
sold their
made us
home in
feel
California,
isolated.
came
It became
to
difficult to
Idaho.
communicate with our friends and family.
Clear
So,
Captions
I
was
mean,
an
those
easy
people with
solution for
cash
us.
Clear
are
Captions
getting the
provides
bogus. Those people with
captions on a
cash
phone, like
and
captioning on your
also,
TV, so you can
are
see
the
what
ones
the
that can
caller
still
is
move.
saying live
If you
as
have
they say it.
finance
Making
loan,
it easy to
if you have
understand and
finance
respond
loan
immediately.
at 7%,
There is no insurance or
then we have
Medicare required.
Kamala Harris
Clear
talking about
Caption
we're going to
service
give you
is provided at no cost to you
time
through a
homeowners
federally funded program.
$25,000
We
towards
deliver,
your
install, and train
first
you
home.
on how to
Yeah, of
use your
course,
phone,
she doesn't have
all
the
at
way
no
to pay
cost
for
to
that,
you.
right? But how about
Give your
giving
loved
us
ones the
2%
independence
interest
and
rate?
connection
Not
they
two-
deserve.
two- 2%
Call now
interest
to see
rate
if you
and
qualify to
rather
get a
than
Clear Captions phone at no
$25,000
cost to you.
because
Call
$25,000 is a tax
1-800-275-1095.
credit. Then you
That's
you still have a down payment on a
1-800-275-1095.
home.
Looking for a way to
Tax
stretch the
credit.
dollar?
She's not
With
giving you
Insurify, you can
$25,000.
cut your car insurance bill in half.
Scroll
and
through dozens of
the
prices
interest
and
rate
tap
goes a
switch
whole
online.
lot
That's
further.
it. No phone calls
Rate over
and no
30 years
wasted
and
time.
$25,000.
Go to Insurify
I mean,
and
it's
save
literally
today.
like
Does your fiance know you're spending this much money?
$800
$284 a month on subscriptions.
Where do
You know,
that?
so
Just get Rocket Money. It shows
you know,
all your subscriptions in
give us
one
President
place,
Trump,
and you can cancel the
give
ones you
us
don't use
lower
with just a
interest
few
rates,
taps.
and then you'll see the
Download the
economy.
app today.
I also believe that President Trump is going to
Counting down on the first major poll closings, and it is not just the race for the White House. We've
News.
got
Okay, I'll
House
lower it.
races, Senate races
Is it?
hanging in the
I'll lower
balance
it.
tonight. Senior congressional correspondent
Actually
Chad
got it down
Pergram
right now
live
anyway,
on
so.
Capitol Hill to set us up for
And
that.
if
Hi,
you guys
Chad.
still here, if you still
Martha,
here,
good
Fox
evening.
News.
Nearly every source
Oh, you
has
do a video
described
too?
control of the House the
Here.
same way to me, tight
Okay, hold up.
as a tick.
Okay, how about now? How about now? I just turned it. I just muted them again. So you guys probably heard that. So I'm sorry. So I thought it was muted before, so I just muted them again though. So okay, that's one of the closings. That incumbent right there that you see, you know, right there, Kiggins in Virginia. They spent $7.7, we should say $7 million. $7 million to beat me over her. The I guess constituents told her. I guess they voted for her. And she's in a dogfight. She's in a dogfight to keep that seat, a one-term congresswoman. But yeah, we had Kevin McCarthy and the Uniparty spent $7 million to beat me to get her into Congress. So, but she's in a dogfight tonight. So there are some really, really big races out there, and you know, so we're looking at that to be able to flip some of these states. And actually, somebody oh, thanks, man. Okay, the volume. Hey, I apologize. I apologize on the volume on Fox News. It was over me a little bit. You know, that's what happens when you produce your own show, man. You know, things happen live that may not happen when you got another producer in the studio working the board. So yeah, Vim just hit me up, said, "Bro, we can't hear you." All right, thanks, Vim. Appreciate it. But you know, a lot is at stake. I believe a lot is at stake for many of us in this election. You know, like I've said before on the show, this is probably the biggest election of my lifetime. I thought 2020 was, but you know, after 4 years of Joe Biden, after 4 years of Kamala Harris, I believe it's this one. This one is definitely it. So, you know, I hope you all went out and voted. I hope everyone went out and voted, though. You know, we still have to vote. So I hope y'all went out and voted. I hope you voted the right way, and I mean, voted for America. I mean, really, you know, who wants, other than these liberals, and a lot of these liberals don't have to deal with it, but who wants the, you know, illegals in your backyard? You know, you use your schools. You know, a lot of these, you know, they go in the inner cities, and I'm talking basically to, you know, the lower economic scale. You know, we got Black communities, we got Hispanic communities, we have, you know, that, you know, in these cities that, I mean, the resources are getting used up. The resources are getting totally used up because of these illegals. A lot of people want to say illegal immigrants. I still like to use illegal aliens myself. Is that wrong? Is that wrong for me to say illegal aliens still? But you know, they're overrunning the schools. They're overrunning, you know, the hospitals. We've had hospitals in Colorado that had to close because they could no longer keep up. They couldn't afford it. You know, in the United States, we cannot afford that, and that's what we get under Kamala Harris. We'll get a whole lot more than that, a whole lot more under Kamala Harris. So, you know, I hope you all went out and voted accordingly. So I'll tell you what, let's tune it back to Fox News. Look, you know, this clown, this Kevin I was just talking about him, right? Kevin McCarthy. Yeah, he put in, Kevin McCarthy put $450,000, dumped $450,000 from his congressional leadership fund into my candidate's campaign in one day. In one day from his congressional leadership fund. So, but you know, it's neither here or there. let's see if she can hold on to the seat. Let's see if Jen Kiggins can hold on to that seat. Out there in Virginia, look like Trump is still leading by about 39 points and 5% in Kentucky. But all right, let's check it out. Let's try to do this volume thing, man. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit.
You look at North Carolina, Arizona, we're actually ahead. That's like going into a football game in the fourth quarter and you're leading. Can you keep the lead? That's where we're at right now.
You know, it's exciting. America is voting in great numbers. You've been a candidate so many times. On these nights, what is the candidate? Is it nerve-wracking? Is it exciting? What is the deal?
You know what? These hours right here are the most nerve-wracking because everybody's calling you to ask what's going on. You have no idea. And you want to know what's happening. And you've put all this effort for probably a year and a half. All your effort can be your family, and all you want are the returns. And you come to a state like California, you still got to wait a month.
That's right. We hope not. We hope not. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much.
Great to see you.
Now let's take a look at another battleground, Arizona. The Sun Belt state is also home to a high-stakes Senate race out there. Senior correspondent Alicia Cunha is live in Scottsdale. Alicia.
Hi, Brett. We are in the peak hours of voting here in Maricopa County. Polls close in little more than 2 hours, and we want to give you a vantage point from our Fox News drone team. And Brett, you mentioned that Senate race here. Actually, earlier today, GOP Senate candidate Kari Lake stopped by this location to thank voters and encourage them to stay in line. She is in a pitched battle to fill that seat being vacated by independent Senator Kyrsten Sinema against Democratic Congressman Ruben Gallego. Gallego has managed to outpace Lake in both money and also the polls. However, Lake tells me she feels like she has the momentum. And that's in part because the GOP here has managed to sign up so many people in terms of voter registration since 2020. They have far outpaced the Democrats. Both Harris and Trump have been targeting independents and Latinos right while they've been here. And Harris is hoping women really help pull her across the line. Now, let's talk about the Maricopa County ballot. It's the longest it's been since 2006. 2 pages, double-sided. And Brett, right now, it is slowing down the lines, and it's expected to slow down the count. Brett.
Alicia, thank you. First poll closings coming up right around the corner.
So what they say in Maricopa County, it's taking 30 minutes to fill out that ballot. It's double-sided. 2 pages, double-sided ballot in Maricopa County. Man, but stay in line. Stay in line because this is what they want. This is what the Democrats want. And we all know what happened in Maricopa County last year. Well, not last year, in last election. We all know what happened in Maricopa County, and they're still, they're coming forward now. Yeah, these ballots were, but it's a little bit late to be saying, coming out now that, hey, it's that the election was rigged in Maricopa County. All these ballots shouldn't have counted. Well, we're on election day 2024, and so now they're going to make it as difficult as possible. And Kari Lake is in a fight for life out there, with Gallego. Gallego's dad was a cartel guy. He ran some money and drugs for the cartel. So why is this guy even on the ballot, man? But this is what the Dems do. It's corrupt out there in Arizona. It is corrupt out there. The governor is major corrupt out there as well. But we have Wendy Rogers out there. We have some great people out in Arizona in the state. They say they've been holding Arizona down, so they haven't been able to really do too much damage because I believe the state assembly out there is red, and it's conservative, led by Senator Wendy Rogers out there. So, hopefully Kari Lake can win that, and that'll be another Senate seat because we need the Senate and the House. So President Trump, and hopefully we don't have that many never Trumpers in Congress like it was in 2016 when he won, because a lot of people don't remember. A lot of people, when he won in 2016 and took office in 2017, we actually had the House and the Senate. We actually had the House and the Senate, but we had so many never Trumpers out there. We had Kevin McCarthy, you had Paul Ryan, you had, Boehner, you had all of these never Trumpers sitting in these Senate seats and, and really sitting in these congressional seats that he couldn't get anything done. And he should have been able to get everything done. So hopefully this election, we get some America First people in because, when we ran 2022 and 2020, they were taking out a lot of the America First candidates, They were dumping a lot of money. Like I say, they put $7 million in it, but they were dumping a lot of money into candidates' races that was not going to support Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the House. They did it to Bob Good this year because he had chosen to back Ron DeSantis at first in this presidential election, like a lot of people did, and so then they dumped a lot of money into that congressional race, and my good friend Bob Good ended up losing. I mean, he was the chair of the Freedom Caucus. How do you take out the chair of the Freedom Caucus? And Bob Good was one of the most conservative congressmen that was seated. He voted the right way every single time. He voted the right way. And so they ended up taking him out. And so they got a guy named McGuire out there that'll probably end up going to Congress unless he loses. And I don't even know if he has a challenger, but so they got this guy McGuire out there, fake guy out there, and so he's never. He say he's for Trump. Trump actually endorsed him, but this guy is another, one-eyed Dan. He's another one-eyed Dan. He's not. I don't believe he's gonna vote. 100% for Trump policies and everything. So, we're gonna have to find out and see. We're gonna, I guess, FAFO. I guess to see who's gonna be never Trumpers, who's gonna not. I mean, I know one is Jen Kiggins. Because she's already come out with an ad. She's the most bipartisan congresswoman, in Congress. That means she votes with the Democrats a lot. That's all that means. That means she's a rhino and she votes with the Democrats. But people out there are like, hey, well, she's better than Smassel. I honestly think they're the same person. Kiggins voted to send up billions to Ukraine. She wore the Ukraine flag. I mean, she was doing all this stuff for Ukraine, and she's a woke congresswoman. She'll vote for the Equality Act, things like that, like she did when she was a state senator. You get the same person, I think, in Virginia. So whoever wins that seat, I think you get the same person. Yeah, will she vote for more policies? I guess Republican policies or whatever than Smassel would. I don't know. It just depends on what they are, I think. So TBB, I don't know if Carrie's in good shape, man. I mean, hopefully she is. Hopefully all those people in line out there, they've been huge. Like say TP Action, Charlie Kirk, and those guys. I mean, they've been huge. I'll tell you, someone else has been very, very huge tonight. Actually these past 4 years, and for the Republican Party, he's been on the ground, a lot, and that's the persistence. We call it at the persistence, and and he has been that, right? And that's Scott, but I'm reading something here. Wow, I'm getting some messages. Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, and that's Scott Pressler. He's been on the ground in Wisconsin. He's been on the ground in major in Pennsylvania, and they're registering, people. And Scott Pressler has been doing an ideal job, for the RNC and actually for the people. So you got to give Scott Pressler, his props as well. Even though he supported, my opponent. Scott has been doing his thing. I have nothing bad to say about Scott, but he's been doing it. So hopefully his work and his efforts, out there in Pennsylvania, in Wisconsin, on the ground, will show favor to President Trump tonight. So. All right, let's pop back in on Fox News. Let's hear what they're talking about a little bit.
And disappeared. I mean, Biden seems like Biden's been gone forever. She's been the candidate forever. The assassination attempts, which we thought would leave such a big mark on President Trump's standing, former President Trump's standing, has vanished from sight. It's not even talked about.
But why is that?
Well, I think part of it's, as I say, the acceleration of the news cycle, that we move on very quickly from one thing, no matter how major, to another. And the only things that kind of stay in the news are things like the wars in Ukraine and in the Middle East. But even today, we had a major development in the Middle East with the firing of the.
That's right.
Hey, I'm going to pop in this real quick because someone just sent me this, and we know the shenanigans were going to start. This is actually from Nick Sotor at Nick Sotor on X. Breaking: several polling locations in Georgia are now being evacuated due to bomb threats, forcing voting at these locations to be suspended. This is total election interference, man. They know ain't no bombs in there, man. They know there's no bombs in there. Bring in the bomb sniffing dogs. Let them sniff everybody as they go through, and let's just keep this thing moving. All right. So I mean, they know same thing. Is this not the same, shit that they, pulled in 2020, late night? Okay, they had a water line break, water pipe break, and they were flooding. They had to stop. Then they came in and Ruby was running those ballots through. So Banks in Indiana State one. Running those ballots through 2 and 3 times. There it is. Trump has won Kentucky. Trump is the predicted winner of Kentucky right now. So we can put that one in the books for President Trump. But we pretty much knew, President Trump was going to win that. Indiana for President Trump, they just called Indiana. You guys can see that for President Trump, and there it is again. They just, called Kentucky. So Georgia just closed, and so voting hours they have to be extended out there. So we're going to read this. DeKalb County responds to multiple bomb threats. Decatur, Georgia. DeKalb County voter registration and elections have received bomb threats at seven locations, including 5 voting precincts across the county. DeKalb Police Department is performing bomb sweeps at the following locations. And these are all Democrat areas, I think, as well. New Bethel AME in Lithonia, New Life Community Center in Decatur, North DeKalb Senior Center in Chamblee, Reed Cofer Library in Tucker, Wesley Chapel Library, Wesley Chapel Road in Decatur. And these are all pretty much in other locations. You got Stonecrest, that's not an active polling location, another library. Every asset that we have will be deployed to ensure every citizen who wants to vote will be given the opportunity, and every vote cast will be counted. DeKalb County CEO Michael Thurman. Rest assured that we are working quickly to ensure every voter will have the opportunity to cast their ballot despite these bomb threats, said DeKalb VRE Director Keisha Smith. Out of an abundance of caution, we are suspending voting at these polling locations until we have clearance from DeKalb Police to reopen the facilities. This is a precautionary measure for the safety of voters, of course they would say that, and poll workers. Once each location is cleared, voters will be able to re-enter the facility and cast their ballots. The DeKalb County Law Department is in the process of seeking an emergency order extending the voting times at the affected polling locations. Okay, so here we go. Here we go in Georgia, with the nonsense. Why do we have to go through this, man? Why do we have to go through this? It's kind of crazy. But there you go. So Georgia is probably going to be extended too. So of course, so you got Georgia that's going to be extended. Hopefully they won't stop counting throughout the night like they did in 2020. Remember, they stopped counting votes. And in PA, they stopped counting votes. When everybody went to bed, Trump was up by 600,000 or 400,000 votes or whatever it was in Pennsylvania. He's when in Georgia, people woke up and Joe Biden had won. So, hey guys, don't sleep. Don't go to sleep tonight. I plan on not going to sleep tonight, actually. I plan on I'm going to take this little break here. But I'm going to let this roll. If you guys want to stay on and see, I'll just let it roll while I'm off camera for a little bit until I get back. And then, like I said, I'm going to end this broadcast at 5 o'clock, 6, 7. Okay, so at 11 o'clock Eastern, probably a little bit before that. So some of my people at AHN, Vim Miller, and everything, and everybody can hop on and get in the studio here. They're going to use the same channel, so I'm going to pop off at about 6 my time. It'll be 6 o'clock my time. That'll be 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for about an hour. And then I want you guys to go over to AHN Network, the AHN Network over on Rumble, and pick us up there. Okay, it's going to be AHN News Live Election 2024 special with many special guests. Again, that's going to be at America Happens over on Rumble. It's the white one. You're going to see the white logo, has about 11,000 followers. So we're going to pop in over there at 8 o'clock. So we're going to have Mindy Robinson, Vim Miller, Tiana Weaver. We're going to have Vlad over there, Nate DeGrasse. We got Tatiana Weaver, myself, and Audra. All of us will be there. So I want you to go ahead and pop over. Once I leave this broadcast, they'll pick up at 8 o'clock Pacific, which would be 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And then we're going to pick back up as a group. So I just want to definitely get us started tonight and get us rolling. So let's listen to the analyst here. Let's see what he's talking about. How about that?
Trump's percentage of the vote is big at 77%. So let's do the same exercise again. Go back to 2016. The percentage of the vote, okay, it was lower. 4 years ago in 2020, same county now, right around 75%. And as of tonight, okay, by the way, raw vote, 93.76. Hold on to that number, okay? It's important because he's doing better on a percentage basis, but the raw vote doesn't help him a ton. That may suggest, as we pop around the map throughout the night, that the turnout for this vote could be lower than 2020. It's a COVID year, a pandemic year. A lot of people vote by mail, et cetera, and we'll see whether or not we're able to top that number from 2020, but it's questionable and debatable at the moment. If I've got time, I'll just show you Florida. Just one more time here, 30% in. Miami is missing. You know, we're waiting for the Hispanic vote down there in Miami, the Cuban vote as well. Broward County, 70% in, heavily Democratic there, but about 60% of the vote right now going for Kamala Harris. The Trump team is saying that they're getting on the radio right now. They're cautiously optimistic. They're doing radio in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan, all the way at the top. That means the former president telling people there's still time and finish strong. That's the message from Mar-a-Lago right around down here in Palm Beach. Back to you, Brett and Martha.
You have time, Bill.
So Florida's close. Florida's pretty close. Right now, what was that, 50 to 46 or something like that, right? So Florida's in play. But I think we turned Florida red last time. Hopefully we'll turn it red again. We'll keep it red. The Cuban Americans down there, they love Trump. So 50 to 48, 30% in. So I know Florida's gonna definitely have their results tonight. Governor DeSantis don't play, so he'll definitely make sure those are in. And so that's going to be tight. Georgia, and they've had to stop in what was it? 7 locations, 5 locations, whatnot down there. And so but right now with less than 1% in, President Trump is up by about 9 points in Georgia. But the cheat is on. The steal is on. In Georgia, it's just ridiculous. But hey, this is what we have to go through. Why do we have to go through this, man? In this, in this time and age here in America, I mean, we have third world countries that do it better than we do. Third world countries that do it better than we do. I mean, we went to war in these countries, Iraq and Afghanistan, and these places, so they can have free and fair elections. At least that's what we were told, right? Remember the purple finger in Iraq? People voted. Hey, K3624. Remember that? The purple finger. All the Iraqis were holding up the purple finger because they actually got to vote. Free and fair elections, right? So they thought. But all those votes were counted. They were still counted in one night. France does it. India does it. All these countries, man. But we can't get it right. We can't get it right again, and I don't know why, but we used to be able to. But the cheat is real. The steal is real. And so hopefully, let's just say hopefully this year it won't be. But rest assured that the Democrats will not, of course they say we won't, but they say about a peaceful transfer of power, right? Peaceful transfer of power. Look like, what's that, President Trump got 15% of the black vote, supposedly analysis. I think it's more than that. I think it's more than that, actually. I've actually heard reports, nationwide that that President Trump might get 30% or something like that. I remember on one of my shows, when I was talking, I think I was interviewing someone, they were talking about 15%. I said right then it'd be up around 23%, 23% or higher, and so I think it's going to be up around 30% nationwide. I think, black men, yes. Hey, black men hold the line. Black men hold the line. Yeah, Carolyn, at 10 o'clock at night, we knew who the winner was. And then we knew by 10 o'clock who the winner was. And like you said, that was on the radio. We knew who the winner was. And I don't know why we can't do it. But but black men hold the line. Hold the line, black men. And Hispanic men and Arab Muslims and those Somalis up there in Minnesota. Hold the line, men. Hold the line, man. So, but and I've always said, here it is, black women, right? I've always said that's Georgia. Those are numbers for Georgia, but I always said that the black women were the issue, to be honest, because they co-sign on white racist liberal women bullshit. Unfortunately, they they co-sign on that garbage, man. And so whites with no degree. That's sort of funny because it looks like the people with no degrees are smarter than the people with degrees, It's so but they know. Here it is, right? Here's what we know. Here's what we know. The people with no degrees are probably the people hurting the worst, right? So they are feeling the pinch worse than the people with degrees, because the people with degrees probably got pretty good jobs, right? They make pretty good money, but you're talking about the low skilled workers or the white people and people, they had their graphic up there, white people without degrees, 77% for Trump. That's because they're feeling the pinch more. These are the people that are really feeling the pinch. They're really feeling the economy strain and what Biden-Harris has done to the economy. These are the people that can't afford their rent. These are the people that can't afford eggs. They can't afford to pay their bills. They can't afford to put gas in their car, or either they have to make a choice. Or either they have to make a choice at which one they're going to do. And they know under Trump they had more money. Under Trump they could, go out. They could do some things. They could, pay their rent. They could pay, for groceries. They could pay for gas in their car, the electric bills, all of this stuff, they could do it, right? And so I think I turned down that this time. And so so these are the voters. These are the voters. These are the working voters and everything. Sorens JP, Chief Bell from Virginia Beach. Yes, I am. Is this retired Chief Bell from Virginia Beach? It is. It is. I'm answering a response over here on one of the live chats over here on Rumble. I got like 4 Rumbles up, a Getter, an X. I'm not even monitoring Facebook and YouTube right now. Because usually I only have like 2 people on YouTube anyway. Carolyn and Kateria, they love YouTube, so they watch me on YouTube. They watch the show, so they tell me what's going on YouTube, but actually YouTube, X, Facebook, I don't even know if Facebook is broadcasting. I think they're supposed to. I don't monitor, Facebook. So it may be on Facebook, maybe not. I don't know. It says it's on, it's being, broadcast on Facebook, but I don't know if it is or not. But but that's the way we roll, though. That's the way it is. And so I was answering the chat over on one of the Rumble stations. I believe this may be FFN. But yeah, man, who is? I see Soren's JP. Who is this? Who are you? Asking. But it is me, retired Chief Bell from Virginia Beach. It is. Thank you for joining the show. I really appreciate you joining the show and keeping up. So like I said, I'll be here for another 45 minutes or so, and then I'm going to take a dinner break. So you guys have to just check out and see what's going on your own until we get back. But I will be back on AHN Network with the crew over there with Vim Miller and the crew. So you guys switch over. Make sure you guys just switch over to AHN. I'm not sure how the broadcast is going to be over there. Hopefully, what we're going to do. Hopefully it'll be something like this. But Vim was texting me, man, dude, the show is talking all over you. I know, but it's sorry, man. So and I'll be taking a break, and then we'll be doing this as a crew tonight. But thank you all for tuning in here at the start. At the start of it, Harris is up right now in Georgia. What we got? Oh yeah, but they stopped everything. Virginia Beach, California, Newport Beach, California. They're rolling. I haven't seen any results from Virginia yet. Virginia closed. I haven't seen anything much from Virginia. Looks like so far. But like I say, some big races going on. Kentucky is called for President Trump. We have Indiana that's also called for President Trump. Georgia is tied. I think had Harris by a little bit, But if President Trump can pull that off, but hey, like I just read, they just stopped some voting in like 5 or 6 locations in Georgia. So, bomb threats and so it's just insane. So Vermont, they already called Vermont for Harris, less than 1% in, and they called it. I guess there's not enough people out there for Harris. Virginia, Trump is up less than 1% in. Okay, so we got some results coming in from Hunt Cow, less than 1% in Virginia Senate. Hunt Cow, that'd be a big pickup out there in Virginia. That would be a really, really big pickup in Virginia in that Senate, for the Senate, if Hunt Cow can pull that off, but they got those pockets in Virginia, man. You got, Fairfax County up there. You got Norfolk. You got all these, thick, dense pockets of Democrat voters, man. That so if he can get past that, man. But I know a lot of those people are hurting. I know a lot of those people in Virginia, in Virginia, in those areas. So and I know they're hurting. So maybe they're gonna take a chance. I want to see what happens in Chicago too. I'm really, really curious if Chicago can flip red, if they can flip Chicago red. I'm not sure what kind of issues they're gonna have up there in Illinois. In Illinois, when they close, I think they close at like 8:00 Eastern Standard Time. I think that's when Illinois closes. But so I'm really curious about Chicago. I am curious about Wisconsin, Michigan. I think Michigan is definitely in play for President Trump. I think with the population of Dearborn, Michigan, I think the Arab Muslims is switching over to Trump up in Michigan, especially in Dearborn. I think that's going to be huge. I think that's going to be huge for President Trump in Michigan. So I'm thinking he's going to win Michigan. I'm thinking President Trump is going to win Nevada. I'm thinking he's going to win North Carolina when we're talking about these swing states. I think he's going to pull out Georgia. I think I think he has a good chance at flipping New York too. I hear New York is actually in play. He had some very, very good rallies. Sanders won again. Yeah, go figure. But how can people keep voting for Bernie Sanders, man, the freaking communist? But anyway, there's a lot of seats in play. I think North Carolina closes at 8:00. I'm curious about the governor's race down there. Cooper can't run again. Down there in North Carolina. So, I'm hoping Mark Robertson can pull that out. They tried to, slam and slime and Mark Robinson with some fake stuff at CNN. I think he's suing, but But I hope Mark Robinson can pull that out down there as well in North Carolina. That'd be a good thing for North Carolina to have Mark Robinson as the governor down there. And in North Carolina flips red. And actually, I think the only blue person or Democrat that they had in North Carolina, I think North Carolina was pretty much straight red except the governor. The lieutenant governor was a conservative or Republican. I think the entire state house was for the most part, except the governor. I don't know how that happened. Some people say the cheat was real in North Carolina too, in that governor's race. But when you have a whole downline ballot that won races that were Republican, and you have a Democrat governor that won, yeah, and maybe it was some foolishness going on there a little bit. But we're getting a commercial break right now on Fox News. So you say the Arabs are going to Trump. Yeah, man. Jen needs a primary. Yeah, if I was still there, I was going to primary her again. You knew that. I would have. Hung Kao is going to be in this all night. Silent voters. I'm hoping so, man. I'm hoping that. I'm hoping Hung Kao pull that out. He ran during the primary, but I hope Hung Kao pulls that out. And yeah, I'm surprised Jen didn't get a primary. Shit. It was 4 of us in the race. But I know those other guys were in the race because they were probably, I know one of them was being funded to stay in the race. They ran a few horses, to pull votes for me. But yeah, I'm surprised she didn't get a primary this time. I was gone, so there was no threat. If I was there still and in the race, they probably would have ran 2 or 3 other Republicans to pull votes for me. I know that because that's how they roll. But since the number one threat was gone, they didn't need a primary. No one ran against her, so it is what it is. So now we'll see how that works out for Virginia as well. And that in the 2nd district, there's a couple other district races in Virginia. There's, I think 7. I think we got 7 and 10. I think are normally pretty tight in Virginia as well. The 5th district, I'm not sure who's running against. Who's running in the 5th district against McGuire, actually on the Democrat side, if there is anyone. It may not even be. He may be running unopposed. I don't know. But I think Bob Good was in a fight last time. But they pulled the whammy on Bob Good this time, and so we'll see. Hung Kao is still up a little bit, but less than 1%. Man, and Fairfax County is always pretty late, right? You have Fairfax County, you got Loudoun County, you got Norfolk. You got all these, these pockets of dense Democrat voters that always come in late. So they're going to roll in with all of these big numbers here in a little bit. In a little bit in Virginia, in those races, because of Norfolk County and Loudoun County and Fairfax County and all those places are because everything runs through Fairfax County in Virginia. All of them, as far as the statewide races, pretty much. So we'll see. I was told, it was funny. I was told today by two people I know for a fact today voted for me in Virginia. They wrote my name in. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Because they don't like anybody, man. They don't like anybody there. So, I appreciate it. It's really cool. Actually, really, really cool. So, okay, definitely Navy guy. All right, yeah, cool, man. Yeah, too bad you couldn't vote for me either. You weren't there probably, but I was just reading the chat again. So again, man, if anybody want to call in, we got a little more time here on this broadcast before I end and switch over to America Happens Network. America Happens Network News Live over on Rumble. Let me see if I can throw this in. What if I throw this in the chat? Right. Let me see if I can copy this. I think this is where we're gonna be tonight, if I'm not mistaken. That's going to be the Rumble channel we're going to be on tonight. So if you want to come and hang out with me and my friends over at AHN, this is going to be, I can't do that one. It's too much text. So you have to come over on AHN. So Harris campaign senior advisor said that they're going to install. I don't know how, and I don't know how accurate this is, but I'm going to read it anyway. A Harris campaign senior advisor just said they are going to install Vice President Harris as the next president of the United States. I don't know what they mean by install. I mean, but we all know that if they do that, that's a coup. I mean, but hey, they got away with the coup in 2020, so why not, right? They got away with the coup in 2020, so if they're getting away with the coup in 2020, why not? Why not get away with a coup in 2024? A lot of things haven't changed. We still have the voting machines. We still have a lot of the garbage. We still have a lot of the garbage that was going on, still going on today that went on in 2020. So, we'll see. I got someone in the chat talking about Mitch McConnell because Mitch McConnell is stepping down as the speaker, the minority leader. He's stepping down, and Rick Scott should be the leader over there in Florida. Hopefully, they don't do that backdoor deal, and vote behind closed doors. Hopefully, they do a public vote. If they do a public vote, then I think we'll get Rick Scott as as the speaker, as a minority leader over there, and for the Senate over there. It's like I said, it's going to be a long night, man. Again, if you're just joining, if you're just tuning in Georgia, got some shenanigans going down in Georgia. We got several polling stations in Georgia were being evacuated due to bomb threats. I haven't had an update on that yet. I haven't received an update on that. So if anyone got an update on that, let me know. The bomb threats, and so they suspended voting at those locations, and they are trying to get seeking an emergency order to extend the voting times in DeKalb County. And DeKalb County is mostly Democrats, so it's just really, really wild, what's going on. So there it is, man. The next round of poll closings. Let's see here. Let's pop this in a little bit. Okay, there you go. So Vindman, Vindman House, man, this clown, he's a traitor. Says Lieutenant Colonel Vindman. He's a traitor. Hopefully he loses that House seat. At least not the seat, but the race. I know he's running against incumbent, I think, there. So Florida's up. President Trump is up. We got Rick Scott is up for 62% over in Florida and for Senate. Now President Trump is still holding the lead in Georgia. In Georgia, I think they threw that bomb scare out there to shut it down to see what. Hey, I hope there's eyes on that. I really hope that there's eyes on that. So check out the numbers too. Hey, if somebody want to write down those numbers, right? I need to write those down. Let me grab my pen. So what y'all do is write down the numbers now that they're showing for Trump, and I know they haven't shut down the whole state, but that they have for Trump and Harris in Georgia. Go ahead and write those numbers down, and as far as the total number of votes, and see what happens when they reopen those stations and stuff like that. See if there's a big change on that. I guess that's New Hampshire. So, but do that. New Hampshire governor, that's flipped a little bit. I don't know how big that is. New Hampshire is normally, South Carolina. Okay, it's starting to come in. So we're starting to get some more closings around the state, around the nation anyway. Vermont. Oh, that's Bernie Sanders town too. So out in Chicago, it's raining. Out in Chicago, it's live, but they're standing in line. Stay in line. Stay in line. Who is this governor? A Vermont governor. Okay, so wow, we look like they got a red governor in Vermont, a conservative or Republican governor in Vermont. Wow, I think that may be a flip. So Virginia, Harris is surged by a lot in Virginia. Wow. So it look like those votes maybe in Norfolk is coming in. There's Tim Kaine, so I think they're probably starting to get these votes in from these pockets of Loudoun County and Norfolk and Fairfax County up there, pushing those numbers. But we'll see. Virginia House seat 1. I think that's CD 7. That's normally really a contested seat there. 7. So we got 7, 10, and 2 is normally some of the big contested seats in Virginia. I haven't seen the Georgia numbers again. I'm waiting to write those down. That's what I'm looking at for now. But go ahead and write those down when you see them. Just to see what happens. Okay, Georgia 187. Okay, so we had 146, 140, 157 for Harris and 187, 643 for Trump at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Georgia, with some of the polling stopped. With some of the voting stopped, and some of the voting stopped in Georgia. They're paused in I think 7 locations, or at least 5 locations. Close in Virginia, too many have come here. Northern Virginia needs to be North Virginia. So Carolyn wants an annexation of Northern Virginia, annexation to be Northern Virginia needs to be North Virginia. Just like West Virginia. Why not? But West Virginia's red. But I think we should bring. I think we should bring West Virginia back to Virginia, and annex Northern Virginia. How about that? Okay, TBB went back to X. TBB, I have an X, but been signed out since they screwed up Trump. I heard Laura Trump is on Georgia with attorneys ready to roll. I mean, she should be in Georgia. They should be rolling the attorneys right now. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So I got that from TBB. So they're gonna install Harris supposedly, something like that. But here we go. We'll see who will vote for Harris. Well, you see, a lot of people are. So Congressional District 2 is tightening up a little bit. CD 7, hey, it looked like Anderson is doing pretty good out there for Virginia. CD 7. But Hung Cao is swinging back and forth between Kaine and Hung Cao right now. Going back and forth. They're like Higgins is up a little bit in Virginia. Let's turn up some volume a little bit. Let's see what they're talking about here on Fox.
Following a number of gubernatorial races around the country, turning to those races, Fox News can project that North Carolina's Democratic Attorney General Josh Stein will defeat Republican Lieutenant Governor. Controversy in that race. It's not.
Come on, man.
That call.
Mark
and in
Robinson.
West Virginia, Republican Attorney General Patrick Morrisey will succeed Jim Justice as the state's 37th governor. He has wanted that spot for a long time. He's run before, and now Patrick Morrisey will be the governor in West Virginia. Let's go over to Bill Hemmer and get a sense of how all of this stacks up.
That Florida story is really interesting.
Yeah, it is. Why don't we start there this time? And good evening again, just past 7:30 here on the East Coast. I was looking at Miami right now. Miami-Dade, the last time as a county they had voted for a Republican president was 1988, George Bush, 41. And right now, you got 71% of the statewide voting, but you got 80% of the county voting here. And Trump's got a easy 10-point advantage right now over Kamala Harris. So we'll see how that holds up here. Another thing we're going to look at right now is Georgia. And, Georgia is one of these states that's gone through a bit of a realignment, kind of like North Carolina, kind of like Arizona and some others that we've looked at. And, in the blue wall a little bit right now, Trump did the trick 8 years ago. We'll see whether or not he can do it again this time. But I just want to take a glance at this because You got a lot of vote out there, guys. Now, we expect a lot of batches to come in quickly here in Georgia because they say they're going to count quickly, but right now, 8% of the statewide vote. One thing we're talking about the rurals, this down here is Brantley County. Now, this was Trump's best performing rural county in 2020, and he's doing a number right now again. I'll just go back to 2020, 4 years ago, and watch this. You know, the percentage there was, so he's doing a tick better. Raw vote here, 6,200 4 years ago. Raw vote now in the same county, 4,900. So maybe that comes back to that conversation about, you know, turnout and things like that throughout the rest of the country. But when you look at Georgia, I mean, let's look at the vote difference for Georgia, and we can show you a little of the realignment that we're talking about here. And if you look at this, right, all this over here, this is a dominant state for the Republican Party and had been for a long time. You think about George Bush's second term, right? He won that state by 16.5 points. It wasn't even on the map in terms of consideration, but slowly Georgia changed. And a lot of it changed for the metro area, the 26 counties that make up Atlanta. Here was Trump in 2016. I give it to him, right? 5 points 8 years ago. But things seemed to change in 2020 and change in a significant way when Joe Biden went in there and took the state by 0.2 percentage points, raw vote of 11,779. All right. Now, so this is where we are now. And I'll just, you know, with a lot of that vote out there, Trump's got a lead of 22 points, and that's going to change throughout the night. But we just want to let you know what's happening there. Let's look at the vote difference for North Carolina. Similar story. Maybe less of an advantage for the Republicans, but this is all, you know, this is all red. You look at what Bush and Kerry did in 2004. That was easy. That wasn't a battleground at all. This is where Barack Obama performed so well, took the Tar Heel state just by so much there, okay, in North Carolina, but was able to pull it off. Let's come back to 2020 right now, and I can show you what I'm seeing there. Let's go ahead and clear this, all right? Yeah. So as you can see, like these states, they change. And it's a real part of this national conversation about where people move, where people choose to live, where people choose to work, go to school, et cetera. So we'll might like tag onto that throughout the night.
You know, North Carolina, you look at the counties you are following, Wake County, Raleigh.
Yes.
There's just such a population shift. You know, more than 1 million people have shifted down there, and it's a different crowd. So that's why maybe you have a different electorate in North Carolina that Democrats are looking to.
Yeah, I look at Wake County. We can show you on the board in a second here. I look at Guilford, too. That's Greensboro. A lot of folks campaigning there. Kamala Harris was there. Donald Trump was there. You know, young folks go there to go to school and to find a job as well. And we'll see about Mecklenburg, which is Charlotte. You know, Mecklenburg, Carl, that's a county that Democrats have tried to really capture. And they're able to win the county, but not by big enough of a margin to capture the entire state. So that's been somewhat elusive.
Carl perked up when you said Bush Kerry. He really felt the old days.
It was a good moment. Yeah, it was a good moment.
But you know,
But you're right. The change in it, like Mecklenburg, black turnout in Mecklenburg is below any other place I've seen in the South. Major county, you know, the five major counties around Atlanta, Wake, Henrico, Richmond, Chesterfield, and Virginia. It's amazing and I don't understand exactly why, but black turnout in Mecklenburg has kept the Democrats from winning the state.
Well, I just wanted, you had spoken earlier about North Carolina and Hurricane Helene and the impact on, I believe, 25 counties were affected by Hurricane Helene. And one of the early discussions was, you know, a lot of those counties are red. Are they going to be able to vote? And then everyone felt like it was going to be okay. It looked like it was in good shape for
I'll show that to Martha here. And I don't know how much of that vote we've got in, but we're looking at this with virgin eyes here. Okay, you're only 2% statewide. But what you're talking about, Martha, let me go ahead and draw this up here. All those 25 counties are west of Mecklenburg that we're talking about. They're west of Charlotte, okay? This is the blue dot in the western part of North Carolina. That's Buncombe County. That's Asheville. And that helped Joe Biden erase about a 43,000 net gain on behalf of Donald Trump. All the other 25 counties, Trump was up about 270,000. So he came out of these 25 counties that were so wrecked by this hurricane with a net of he lost 43 in Buncombe, a net of 220,000 votes. So let's go and clear this off and just refresh our memories here from 4 years ago. Here were the results, right? Trump won the state several days later, but a little less than 75,000 votes. So all this out here, it's going to matter. And what the Democratic governor, Roy Cooper, said is that he was going to put these mobile voting vans in Western North Carolina to make sure that nobody gets ripped off from casting a vote on behalf of Helene.
Laura, the Harris campaign is pointing to schools like Appalachian State, the polling place in Boone County. They're saying schools in Pennsylvania and Nevada are huge lines. They're mobilizing young people. That's what they're sending out, at least now. What do you think?
15 polling places in Georgia have had to have extended hours because of that bomb threat that you guys were reporting on earlier, various bomb threats. And in Georgia, it's DeKalb County, Gwinnett, other key population centers. Will that affect the ultimate result in a place like Georgia? We'll find out. But Donald Trump this morning in West Palm Beach looked into the camera and he said, "Stay in line." Like it took him a while to sort of ask for people's votes over this campaign season.
Tonight, he's still up on X saying, "Stay in line."
Yeah, stay in line. Don't get out of the line because there are Harris supporters were reporting in Pennsylvania.
He's saying stay in line because they know the cheat is on, right? They're doing all this shit. What's she saying now? 15 polling locations? 15 polling locations had to be shut down. So, how long are they going to let those polling locations stay? And how many people got out of line? Did they have to because normally when there's a bomb scare or threat, right? You have to move away from the building, right? Did they give these people that were in line, did they give them numbers so they can get back in line the right way? How many of these people are gonna jump the line? And are they, so there's a whole bunch of things, a whole bunch of questions I have, because if there's a bomb threat or scare, you can't stay near the building. So the people in the building have to go outside. The people that's outside the building, they have to get far away, enough from the building. So are they keeping them in line in their positions where they were? Or are they just disbanding everything? Then people have to come back and get in line. That could be pretty frustrating, if that's happening. If they're not giving these people the same place in line, if they're not giving them people the same place in line that they're in, it's going to be crazy. It might be fights. It might be some stuff a Democrat psyop. It probably is. They know that Trump was going to win, but hey, stay in line. Stay in line, vote. Don't leave the line. Don't leave the line, because this is garbage, man. This is it's total garbage. And Kemp is garbage too. I'm reading the Getter chat. But yeah, definitely stay in line. Don't leave the line. And if you head to work later, it'll be a nice distraction. We're at the Western Park. Yeah. They totally decimated. Hopefully those people in Western North Carolina, and all of that is red, Jackie. Jackie say that they murdered the western part of North Carolina. And all of that is red. You see how many votes that they just said Trump would have out there. All that is red, votes. So that's going to make it tighter, because a lot of those people are missing still. They're not going to vote. A lot of those people probably don't have a way to vote. It's just, man, this whole thing is just messed up. It's just totally screwed up, man. What's going on in North Carolina, and then the bullshit that's going on in Georgia. So. But hey, this is the life we live in. This is our country now. And it's a damn shame, that we can't have, at least on voting day. At least on voting day, just go vote, man. I don't care who you vote for, right? Don't care who you vote for. Just go freaking vote, man. Just go vote. And just leave shit alone. There's a big flip in the Senate race in in Virginia. In the Senate race there. Vindman is up now. Man, if this clown get in, man, if this traitor, this son of a bitch, Lieutenant Colonel, whatever, Vindman, he's a traitor to the United States. He should be brought up. He should, if he wins, and if he win, and I hope Trump get into presidency, and he should be court-martialed. That guy, I'm just saying, that guy is a traitor to the country. Hopefully CD7 up there in Virginia, but normally that's a Democrat seat. I think the lady that's running for Virginia up there, running for governor for Virginia, I think had that seat. She left it or something, but it's just unbelievable. Just unbelievable what's going on. And but hopefully, like I say, this is gonna be a long night. In California, say it might not count all the votes till next week. We got the Milwaukee mayor saying, they're not gonna end up counting all the votes tonight. Just garbage. How can you even come out of your mouth and say that as a mayor of a city? How can you even come out of your mouth and say that as a mayor of a city, saying that you're not gonna be able to count the votes tonight? I mean, you're in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, I mean, you can count those votes in Milwaukee. Milwaukee's not that big, so you can definitely count those votes. But North Carolina. Okay, so the Democrat areas are reporting first in North Carolina. That is. But man, Mark Robertson, I'm sorry, dude. He's getting smashed too. It's not even funny, dude. I mean, you ran a good race, man. But this is what happens, man. They, when America first, man, America first, people that really want to, take care of America, man. They, and I'm pretty sure that the RNC didn't put any money into that race. I'm sure they didn't. I'm sure they probably rather have Stein or something. I mean, because just like Kerry Lake out there in Arizona, the RNC didn't put any money out there in Arizona for for Kerry Lake out there. I was looking at this Ohio. For Kerry Lake. So hopefully these numbers change. You got 2% in North Carolina, but North Carolina just closed, and they actually just, man, where did they get all those votes from in North Carolina for Stein, man? To call that race so soon, man, that is crazy. But I got some people in North Carolina say Robertson won't concede until the last possible moment, and they've got precincts with 0%. Yeah, dude, I know. I'm talking to my Don. Hey, Don, you want to come on, man? Hit the link, man. I sent you a link earlier. Hit the link. Come on for a few minutes, man. Let's talk about the race real quick in North Carolina. I sent you the link, I think, Don. Maybe I did. Yeah, I think I did. Anyway, tell you what, I'll send it to you again. But yeah, man, why don't you pop in for a minute? Let's talk about the North Carolina race. Let's see if I can get you. Oh, no. So we're going to talk about it. Don Dobro, co-host of the show a little bit ago. He's been working his ass off. But Dobro, come in, man. I sent you the link. You can come in. Come in for a hot minute, man, because I got to get out of here in about 10 minutes. I'm going to get out of here so I can go grab some dinner, and then I'm going to turn it over here at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, which is 11 o'clock. So 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time out here on the West Coast. 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'll be back with AHN News, AHN Network News, and so we're gonna bring it in. All right, so we're gonna have, like I say, Vim Miller be in, Tatiana Weaver. We got Vlad, Nate DeGrasse, Mindy Robinson, and Audrey, and others that are gonna be in the house at AHN News. So we're gonna have a good time. So switch over to AHN News and Rumble if you want to continue to follow the Radical Republicans live show host. I'll be there. And did they call Vermont for Republican? Yep. Yeah, they did. They called talking to K3624. Yeah, they called Vermont for Republican. That's what I was saying. No, so Vermont has a Republican governor, Bernie Sanders, but they still got Bernie Sanders as senator. I don't know how they do that, man. Right? So they did call it. So Vermont has a Republican governor and Bernie Sanders. Wow. Wow. Wow, Carolyn, that's crazy. I was just reading it. Yeah, they're definitely too young to understand that, Carolyn. Just reading the chat. I'm not gonna put that up on the screen though. But Carolyn was talking about some of the pitiful things that the kids in the Hurricane Helene areas of North Carolina that they're seeing, and it's bad. I mean, but yeah, that place is still devastated. And I mean, let's just say these animals, these coyotes are finding the dead bodies. Kids are seeing that. So, but yeah, man, they're gonna be traumatized for life. Unfortunately. So, it's just weird. All right, let's go to Harris Faulkner. Let's check it out. We're listening to Fox News a little bit more before I cut out for dinner. Then, like I said, I'll be back on the AHN News, AHN Network.
Now, there's some people who say
And so go over there. And like I said, 8 o'clock Eastern, we'll be back. 8 o'clock Pacific, rather. 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I might take, okay. Okay, well, I'm going to keep it rolling on AHN. I'm just going to pop the screen. So we just keep it rolling. And maybe Vim Miller can pop in and take over for me. And so that's a good question, Vim. I think you can just pop in, man. Once I pop out and you pop in, I'll call you. I'm not sure. I'm not sure we can do it like that, Vim. I never did that before. We're going to actually try to keep the show going on AHN. Just keep it rolling. Then I tell you what, Vim, I seen the invite, man. But I have to bring you on. You have to be the host. Let me think. Let me see if I can. Hey, man, I tell you what. I can bring you in. I can put you on the screen if you want to pop in. I can bring you in and put you on the screen, but but that'll have to be for everybody else too. But it's the same link though. It's kind of weird, man. Hey, see if you can pop in now, Vim. See if you can pop in now, Vim, and just on the link, man. Actually, you know what? Yours started at 8. I think you tabbed it at 8, so you should be able to just pop right in at 8 o'clock, I think, or whatever. Or you might be able to. Yeah, here I'll send you the link for me live now. Yeah, there you go. All right, man, you're in, bro. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna pop you in. Okay, I'm gonna add you to the stage. All right, so Vim, you're in the stage, man. So you're on. So I think everybody can just pop on that link, man, at any time. Just pop in since I'm rolling. All right.
Hey, how you doing, brother?
What's up, man? How you doing, my man?
Good. It's funny, we're trying to figure this out live. So we have a separate link. I'm wondering, do I just go live on it and then it'll take over?
Yeah, I think you just go live on it, man. I mean, just what you just did, I think. Well, yeah, on your link, on your separate link, when you go live on it, yeah, I think it may just take over because we're on the same stream key.
Okay.
So yeah, I think you can do that, man.
Maybe
or whenever, whenever you want to take over. What I mean?
I apologize for trying to figure this stuff out while
Oh no, dude, we do it live, man. Hey, man, this is how we do it on the show, man. When you produce our own shit, man. Hey, brother, we just roll, man. The people understand. People
That's
understand, man. Yeah, man. So, I mean, I know my audience understands, man. They've been with me, man. Through some episodes, man. Some technical difficulties. I've had to stop shows and start shows back, man, because of being taken down, network going down. So you know how that goes, man. I get monitored, and so hey, catch you later, Jackie. Hey, I Jackie, I sent Don I sent him the link. He may pop on. He may be busy though, but I sent him the link and told him to come on. And
Got you. I'm trying to figure out see what I'm going to try to do. Let me see if this is working here. Actually, it's not. Your screen for Fox looks so much better. I got CBS pulled up, looks pretty good, but we should go with Fox, right? For
Yeah, I just went to foxnews.com and I just played it live. So
okay. I'm gonna try to hit live right now. And are you about to step out or?
Yeah, I'm gonna step out at 6. So you want me to tell you what, hit live and see if you can go live, and then I'll end in the stream here. I'm gonna go grab dinner for the folks. So but yeah, if you hit live and see if you go live. I know my Getter. So people on Getter, people on X, people that's watching me on this, it may end for you. Once I hit the end stream, because but you know what, you can use the same link, but I know I use the stream key when I go live from my StreamYard, because actually we're using two different platforms though, because you're using Restream, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna try to click live right now, and if it takes over, what I'll do is I'll bring up the volume so everybody out there could hear. So we're on the America Happens Network channel on Rumble. If you guys need to switch over, for anybody that's out there that's on Jerome's channel. So what do you think? Should I click live now?
Yeah, man, go ahead and click live and see what happens. Let's do it.
All right, one sec here. I'm nervous.
I mean, well, I won't end until then. I mean, but if you need the channel, because like say you do Restream and I'm doing StreamYard, so you should be able to have both right now, because you just clicked in on my show. So, but it should say live for your Restream though.
All right, so I'm gonna click live on Restream. Let's hope it takes over, and I'll call you if there's anything.
Cool.
One sec.
Bet.
Oh, I gotta put in title.
All right, so while we wait to see if this works, if Vim can take over here on the show, on the America News Network, America Happens Network News Live Election Special over on Rumble. He's going live now, but I may have to vacate the channel.
All right, I'm going to click enter now and see what happens.
Okay.
One sec here. Let's see here.
We've never done this before, so this is a switch over. So this will be a first for us both. You're live. I think I just heard something.
Is that working?
I think he said we're having trouble streaming to your destination as possible as at the stream. Okay, so I think you just took over because I lost the thing. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I think you just took over. So what I'm gonna do, Vim, I'm going to end this stream. Hey, guys, if you want to pop over on Rumble, okay, so go over to Rumble now, okay? Go over to America Happens America Happens Network News Live Election. So America Happens Network, okay? So flash over there. I'm going to be back over there in about an hour. We got Vim Miller taking over there on Rumble. So I'm going to end this broadcast on Getter. Thank you all for tuning in on Getter. Thank you for my other Rumble channels. I'm going to be back over on America Happens Network. I'll be back in about an hour. So go ahead and check out my dude over there, Vim Miller, and everybody else in the house over at America Happens News will be on in about an hour. So he's going to take over now, and I'm going to click off Vim, and I'll catch you back in about an hour, brother.